If you're as excited about New Comic Book Day as I am, you are in the right place. Buckle up, hang tight. This one's going to be a weird one. Check this out. Welcome to New Comic Book Day in the Comic Dojo. I'm ComicManAndy, and this is the Comic Cave and Comic Dojo, and it is New Comic Book Day. If you're as excited as I am about New Comic Book Day, you are in the right place. Sit here, hang tight. We're going to talk about New Comic Book Day because, boy, was there a lot going on and a lot happening this week, right? We're going to welcome everybody in the chat here just a little bit. This one's going to get weird. This one's going to get really weird. You guys want to sit down, hang out, buckle up. And while you're here, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, smash one of those reaction buttons down there before they all go away from you. YouTube takes them all away. But this one's going to get weird. I hope you guys are excited because this is just going to be, I'm going to be laughing so much. Don Davis is in the chat tonight. We got a DC book, Batman. So we're jumping into this chat right now to welcome everybody in tonight. Oliver, good to see you, man. Good Wednesday to everybody. He beat everybody else to the chat tonight. Thanks for tailgating, man. The DNP, brother, what is up? Hope you got some fire today. You have no idea just yet. I snuck this one in. It's straight fire. We'll get into that in just a minute. Paul Dunn is in the chat. Heyo. Absolutely, man. Good to see you. It was power napping. Yeah, power napping is the goal. That's the key. The key to long life. Power napping. If you're sleeping through things, there you go. You won't know. I'm on Mountain Time. Kids got a couple hours left. There you go, man. Oh, man, I wish I still had a few hours left tonight. House of L Comics is in the chat. Don Davis, what's up, brother? Thanks for being here. Good to see you. One Shot Comics is in the house. What is up? He says, absolutely good to see you, too. Just put him down, he says. Wait, uh-oh. Oh, you just got him put down. Oh, wait, that doesn't sound good either. Your kids are falling asleep naturally, correct? Yes. All right, there we go. So excited. Much wows. Many happies. Good to see you, Mark. Thanks for being here, buddy. K. Titus, konnichiwa from the land of the rising sun down over in Japan. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Paul, you just picked up about 4 weeks of LCS. Oh, my God. That's a lot. I can't imagine picking up 4 weeks from my LCS from my pull list. That is nuts. Before we dive right into these books, a special big shout out goes to Big Herm Collectibles. Been running a live stream tonight in memory of Sam's Tangled Web. Make sure you pop over there at a Big Herm, give him a like, stop by and say hi, and then hit those 3 little dots to save the whole thing for later and watch the whole thing start to finish. Support Herm over there and everybody in the community for a lost good friend, Sam's Tangled Web. So be sure you stop by that memorial and say hi. So we are going to get into these books because it is New Comic Book Day Wednesdays. People are still rolling into the chat. Half a short box. Oh, my God. Half a short box? That is a ton of books, man. So we are going to do a mashup show tonight. So everybody watching this on the replay, this is going to be slightly different. Still kind of the same context. New Comic Book Day. Some announcements. Hitting up the chat. Then we can do a recap of the books. But it's going to be a little bit of a mashup because I have got a bunch of stuff here that we're going to talk about and go over in a couple of announcements, and I am pumped. I'm fired up. I hope you guys are too. Let's re-energize these comic reading batteries here this Wednesday and our social batteries here hanging out with everybody. Paul dropping a link in the chat. What you got there, brother? Hopefully this isn't trivia. There it is. There is the link right there. Paul just dropped that in the link. Be sure to use that link. Head over and say hi to the Tribute Live Team-Up Show for the Amazing Sam over on Big Herm Collectibles channel because we are actually going to go ahead and take a moment to share that out because here it is. If I could click the buttons fast enough, there you go. There they are, hanging out, hanging tight in the Tribute Live Team-Up Show for Amazing Sam. There it is. Make sure you hit that link down below and go over and support those guys and support the comic community and in remembering Sam's Tangled Web. So that's going to be good stuff. And make sure you watch the whole show on replay. You're not going to want to miss that. See, even, we are peeping Perry in somebody else's chat. We are Perryception here. We're peeping Perry over there. But yes, thank you for dropping that in the chat. Let's get into these books. This is going to be a weird one. I hope you guys are ready for this. Are you ready? We're starting with DC number 1. Nice House on the Lake. Haven't read it. I'll tell you why I haven't read it. This has been one of the weirdest days I can remember ever. I have a 20-ish minute commute to work. That commute took me 2 hours tonight. 2 hours. I literally just got home, ate dinner, and came right down here to hang out and talk New Comic Book Day. So everything's hitting the reading pile tonight. That's fine. You'll see why here just a little bit. But Nice House on the Lake. If you guys in the chat have read this, drop some teasers in there or tell me what you guys thought. I'm really excited. This is the issue. I was misunderstood last month. This is the issue that drops us into that break coming up. And it's going to be quite a while before we see Tinian back on Nice House on the Lake. Everything going on there. So I'm excited to get into this issue tonight. I can't wait. This is going to be the first thing that I read tonight. Yes, Paul Dunn. A 20-minute commute turned into a 2-hour commute due to an accident. I hope those people are okay and everybody walked away from that, because you can replace vehicles and cars and repair that stuff. It's much more difficult to repair and replace human beings. So hopefully they are okay, because that was crazy. That's the only DC book. It is. And I stood in front of the DC section for a long time. I almost picked up the refrigerator full of heads, but the first issue didn't really capture my attention very well, and I just ended up walking away, and you'll see why here in a minute. Book number 2, moving into Marvel, Moon Knight number 5. Can't wait to read this. I've really been digging this series. Kind of reminds me a bit of the Moon Knight and the Mark Spector we saw in the Warren Ellis, Declan Shelby run some time ago. That was a fantastically fun read. So I'm hoping that this is going to be just as fun and just as amazing. And with everything going on with Disney Plus and the information and Moon Knight, was Moon Knight going to be on Disney Plus? You guys help me out here. I can't quite remember. There's so many things happening, so much going on, much wows, many happenings, lots to do, lots to process and going on. And this brain housing group is packed. It's packed tonight. Mark says, "Make America great again." That's not America. Hey, buddy, thank you for that. Okay, at least you looked. Yes, I looked. I'll tell you why I looked. I spent a great deal of time looking at the DC shelf because that's where it stopped today. I've been talking crap for weeks, and if not months, about how my LCS always have everything, every book, a bag and board and everything. And I'm just not sure how this little bubble was created, and I never miss out on anything. And I jinxed it last night on Sibbleman's Comics Comic News Weekly. We were talking about that. I jinxed it because this is what the shelves look like today. Bare. Like, there's obviously back issues on the bottom. There's last week's issues on the kind of middle shelf, and there's a bunch of trade paperbacks on the top shelf. But you see that nice, big, giant, long line of white shelving right there. That's where the New Comic Book Day Wednesday books go every week, and that is empty. None of the indie books came. None of the image books came. Nothing. The only books that showed up were Marvel and then obviously DC on Tuesday. That was it. So I done jinxed it. And damn it, Diamond is correct. The word on the street is that potentially are showing up tomorrow. I'll find out more. They're going to send out another LCS or send out another email from my LCS, but I jinxed it. I sat there last night and said, I must be living in a bubble where nothing is ever late and nothing is ever. And I don't mean to sound like I'm on a soapbox or on a high horse. I just found it really weird that with everything going on, all of the luck that I ran into every Wednesday, and it didn't even dawn on me. Those weren't the only 2 books that I picked up for New Comic Book Day Wednesday, though. If you guys are ready for this one, if you guys are ready to see the next one, I snuck this one in because it actually came in like last Thursday or last Friday, but this one was shipped exactly like this in a top loader, just pure perfection. The 1 in 1,000 House of Slaughter #1 made it in tail end of last week, like Thursday or Friday. And I said, well, I'll try to make it in this weekend. I got busy this weekend, so I made it there today, picked this up, and this is going off to CGC immediately. So 1 in 1,000. We talked about the print run of this book being 460,000 copies. So there are well under 500 copies of this available, 460 or less, or 465 or less, whatever the end 46,000 copies, or yeah, that's how that works. However many copies there were eventually printed, whether it was 45, 46, 47, 48,000. It's under 500 copies left available. Who knows what happened, if there were any damage? I don't have a clue. All I know is every time I go to eBay, I only find a couple. But now that the book is out and getting into the hands of the people that ordered it, they're going to probably see more of them show up on eBay. I'm sure there's going to be more of them showing up on eBay. I know this one, I worked with my LCS for several months since we heard about the 1 in 500 and the 1 in 1000 for House of Slaughter coming out. I've been working with my LCS for quite some time to find out where they were going to be at ordering and find out what it was going to take to get all of, like, work on a completionist collection for House of Slaughter. This one was delayed by just a couple of weeks, but it does finally drop. Here it is. And it is minty fresh. And it is dropping right into a package, getting pre-screened by a professional grader, and then heading straight to CGC next. So hopefully we'll see this back in January-ish. I don't even know what to think about CGC turn times right now. I don't know whether to expect something done in a week or to expect something done in 10 weeks or 20 weeks. I don't know. When Skeff's getting pre-screenings done in a single day, like opened and done in a single day and shipped back out, I don't even know what to think. But this thing, it's pretty. I still have a cover or two that I like better, but this Delato is super pretty and super limited. So that's kind of what I was going after and trying for a whole completed set. So the 1 in 500 the Mundo cover, that one and this one are going to end up in that box to get pre-screened and then get sent out to CDC. So really excited for this, to see what this comes back. It could come back in 9.6. I'd be okay with that, but I'm fairly feeling really comfortable that this is going to be a 9.8, unless there's some rub on the back I didn't see. The owner of the LCS and all the people that work at that LCS that have that keen eye have looked at the front and the back and everything, and they're like, this is really clean copy. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes down, because this is giving me some goosebumps. That's the biggest modern book I've been able to get on a new comic book day. Not, out of back issues, something, you know what I mean? Like, chasing big modern books is usually something that you wait until the market stabilizes. This one was right off the gate. I was trying to get at for a completionist collection. I just don't know what's going to happen with this series. I mean, this thing could be worth half of what I paid for it in a month. You never know. That's kind of where you're at, but you buy what you love and you love what you're going to buy. At the end of the day, I pulled the trigger. It's going to CG. It's going to CGC and coming back. Therefore, just the $30 or $45, $45-ish investment coming back graded. Even if the book does depreciate in raw form, in graded form, it should hopefully help hold at where I have it picked up at, and maybe just a touch more. Either way, it's not about losing money. I'm definitely not interested in losing money when building my collection. Definitely interested in building it, but we're trying to play it smart, and we're trying to bite off things in chunks. So that is new comic book day. 3 books. That's it. Literally, we talked about that. The entire side, that whole side of my LCS is no indie books and no image books. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of tough pill to swallow. But that happens. Apparently, I talked to the LCS and they said it's happened a couple of times over the years. This isn't the first time, and they are expecting their books fairly soon, tomorrow or Friday. So we'll see. And whether or not I can carve out some time on a Thursday and Friday to sit down and do some major readings. So let's dip back into this chat with everybody that's been popping in after the first 10 or 15 minutes. Because like I said, we're going to do a recap here soon. But yes, who else we got showing up here? We are making America great again. Mark, good to see you, buddy. Damn it, Diamond. Yes. Oof. Max, what is up, man? Thanks for being here. It sucks. It happens, right? I mean, I've been hearing about so many people out there having issues or challenges with books being delivered on time or damages. And once Penguin Random House took over, I started seeing some issues with Marvel books. That kind of worked itself out. I was really only buying Star Wars at the time, and Star Wars books are kind of known for having issues more often than not anyways. But yeah, somehow it's just like, okay, it's hitting home now. I jinxed it after saying what I said yesterday on Comic News Weekly. it just felt really weird that all these things were happening everywhere else, and then nothing happened forever here. And then all of a sudden, okay, I feel like I'm with the rest of the world now. I don't feel like I'm out in this weird little bubble. Solo Wookiees in the house. What's up, man? When we just gonna make a new distribution company? I've heard people like throw that out there over the years. Like, why not just band together and make your own? I would imagine the logistics behind that and the financials behind that are an atrocious nightmare that I don't know that anybody would ever want to try to tackle. I don't feel like building a distribution company now is I think it's something you lose money on. I honestly think that'd be something you'd lose money on trying to build one from the ground up now. Your LCS must have been mad at you. I don't think so. I think they're really happy about them. I'm not going to go on a limb here. I am not going on a limb here when I say this. My LCS is definitely not mad with you. In fact, I'm sure they're pretty happy with me. The owner worked with me very, very fairly, trying to go after this full House of Slaughter #1 run, and to the point where you can look this up on what the prices are on. That's I didn't pay anywhere near that. I wasn't even remotely in the same solar system as what the asking prices are on that book right now. So that being said, I definitely have to go back and buy more books from them and support them. Absolutely. Fanfare in Kalamazoo, Michigan is a fantastic LCS. Tom, the owner, is amazing. Bill, the manager, is amazing. So are Josh, Andrew, Steph, Grant, Matt. That about covers the bulk of it at the moment that I run into. That team is awesome. That team is hands down the best LCS team I run into ever, all the time. Oliver, what is up, brother? Yes, shocking, I know. 460,000. Give or take a couple thousand or something like that. I don't know, or a couple hundred. So that is what we're talking about, is 460 copies or less of that. I would imagine a couple of them probably get damaged the way things happen over there. First Jace cover, very nice. Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this pans out over the first story arc and what kind of news we end up getting over the next couple of years, because I am deeply in love with the House of Slaughter and Something Is Killing the Children as far as personal collection books, and I'm getting those runs graded. So the House of Slaughter, I was on from the get-go, which means that these high ratio books as they come are just going to get sent into CGC monthly. I'm just going to start sending them out monthly, making sure I'm getting 10 or 15 books out so that I don't find myself with a short box of books like Something Is Killing the Children, an entire short box that I've got to try to get graded on a budget, because keeping it on a budget, keeping it manageable is really where I'm at working. Station Comic people, Luke's Comics, what is up, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Daywalker's also in the house. Thanks for being here. Cannot wait to meet you or bump into you in C2E2, which is just three short. Oh my God, C2E2 is just 3 short weeks away. Speaking of which, we're getting close to doing some announcements before we do the book recap. I think Skeff paid them off on that. I told Skeff the other night, every time he sends a box of books to CGC, he has to slap one of those Skeff stickers on top. So he builds branding with them. So every time he sends a box, they get to see his face on the outside of that box and like, hey, it's a happy Skeff guy. That'd be pretty funny. I don't know. I'm always afraid of the 1 in 1,000. So I have always been deeply a fear of buying ratios on opening day right out of the gate, and that's something I've never been comfortable with. But after watching Berserker 1 in 1,000 and what that did with that print run, then now I'm comparing basically the fan base to the print run. The fan base of Keanu Reeves is big enough that I feel like that excitement could support that book in its value and what it's been doing. And I got to go back and look. I haven't looked in a while. I hear it's still doing okay. So that's really good. And it got me thinking that the fan base for Something Is Killing the Children might not be anywhere near as large as the fan base for Keanu Reeves, but based on the print run and based on what everybody's been saying, I felt comfortable getting into this book, especially what my the owner was able to do for me on this. I was really over the moon about that. That was really happy. Should have done the sit down tonight. The sit down. What sit down? Where did I miss out? Let me know, man. What sit down are you referring to? Short and sweet, Oliver. Yes, this is going to be a mashup show. I'm going to ramble a little bit here, but I've got something big over here to show you guys in a minute. I have a question for you. What are your top books you're bringing to C2E2? Have to narrow it down. What are my top books I'm bringing? That depends on what sells on one. My first announcement this Friday is going to be a Whatnot auction. Last Friday was some bugs going on with the app that made things really difficult to navigate and find out what was going on live in the app. And I think there was an issue with audio. I think there was an issue with bidding. This next Friday, going back on Whatnot, I'm going to dig into some Star Wars stuff and throw some Star Wars books up. But whatever books that are bigger books that go on the Whatnot auction that don't sell this Friday or in the next coming Fridays before C2E2 are going to end up going to C2E2 for announcement number 2, a Whatnot live stream. If that happens, if they are able to do that, I would be interested in doing that. I don't know yet. I haven't heard from them. Waiting to hear if those guys are going to go. That would be truly epic. But yes, Paul Dunn, once again, yeah, you're laughing pretty good. I just want to get to C2E2 and hang out, and hopefully they do the yard, and hopefully we can find out what exclusive variants are going to be going on there. Paul, I think you're still looking for the artist list yet. Find out what's going on there. I imagine that they're still trying to line up vendors and get stuff solidified there because I haven't seen many announcements on who's going to be at C2E2 yet. Have any of you guys? The sit down from the room. Gotcha. Is that what you're talking about, man? From the room. So announcement number 1, Whatnot auction this Friday. We're going to see if they've kind of ironed out some of those bugs and get back on there and see how that auction's going to go. That's going to be at 9 p.m. this Friday. I've got to work later than I normally would on this Friday, so we're going to go a little bit later. But yeah, then the C2E2 is coming up. The rest of the announcements will come to me in just a little bit here, but I've got to recap these books for people that are showing up here in a minute that have just walked in. Jay Besh, Scotty okay, so there's some of the artists that are going to C2E2. Jay Lee, Rose Besh, Scotty Young, Jenny Frizen. That's what you know off the top of your head. You're hoping to get your badge shipped soon. I hope they ship them soon. Like Motor City, who shipped them like several days before the convention and we received them. I hope C2E2 is sending them much sooner, much sooner. And that's all you know right now. I'm really looking forward to hearing some drops, right? Who's going to be there? What booths are going to be there? Is CGC going to be there? Is Whatnot going to officially be there? I don't know. I cannot wait to find out. My hope is that all lines up and everything drops into place and we have one massively epic convention in Chicago. So this is going to be a really quick recap of the books. And then stay tuned. You guys are going to want to see this. This is going to be epic. So once again, the Della Otto 1 in 1000 House of Slaughter #1 with the first cover appearance of Jace. And it looks really good. There's one other cover that I like just a hair more. And I haven't unboxed it yet. I ordered several copies. It took a while, but there's the 1 in 1000. Super excited to get that off to CGC here soon. The first thing I'm going to do tonight after this live is probably hop on other lives and hang out with people while I box up some books to go to CGC. I know Zoo will be there also. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Very cool. That is very cool. She did say she was going to be there. Daywalker's going to be there. Yep. And Marvel's Moon Knight #5. I can't wait to dig into this tonight. The sooner I pack those books and set them aside and print a shipping label, the sooner I can get into these 2 amazing reads tonight. And Nice House on the Lake, book 6. Now, what was pointed out that was pretty interesting is 1, 2, 10. So the shield in the middle for book 6 is blank. It's just black. And the guys at my LCS pointed that out in their video. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. I thought all of the shields had something inside them. I got to go back and look at the other covers, but this will be on the docket to read tonight. Did you get your day 1 Tinian yet? No, that did not come in. I'm looking forward to that. I'm seeing some people post some pictures online, and one of the most recent ones, Skeff and I were talking about, somebody received a foil Department of Truth variant signed by Tinian. They didn't even release a foil Department of Truth #1, did they? I don't think they did. I think this is just something special. Excuse me. Luke, you'll be at C2E2, right? Luke, are you going to be there, man? I don't know. I think I kind of remember you talking about it. Did you order Radio Apocalypse? I did not, and it did not show up at the LCS. For those of you guys just showing up here late on the show, this is what my LCS looked like today. I jinxed it last night when I said something on Someone's Comics, Comic News Weekly. The new comic book day shelf is empty for that entire side of the store. No indie books, no image books, nothing. The only books available were DC on Tuesday, of course, and then Marvel today. And even the Marvel selection wasn't gigantic. So Radio Apocalypse is one that I didn't pre-order. It's now on my radar after like 5 or 6 of you guys messaged me and said, hey, you should probably check this out. I liked this about it. I liked that about it. And I'm like, okay, you don't have to, you've twisted my arm about it. I'm going to check it out. So Radio Apocalypse is one that I'm going to be reading when I can find it. Hopefully tomorrow. Mine just shipped, Paul. Oh, did you get an email notification that it shipped? Tinian actually emailed me a couple of times because something happened with the sign up on my day one sign up. And when Substack sent me the request for shipping information, it got sent back to him stating that I wasn't a day one or something like that. And he's like, hey, I noticed this, you're a day one, but this was, I digress. That was a whole thing back and forth. So that was cleared up, but I haven't seen any shipping information as far as that. So, Paul, you've seen 3. That leads me to believe that this is going to be a slow trickle release, maybe one a day or maybe one a week is going out or something like that. And I don't know how many day one people signed up. I don't think we ever heard any actual full numbers on that. But if he's personally if he is personally doing the packaging himself, then I'm thinking he's just shipping one a week out basically, which is really freaking cool as like a teaser to see what other people get when they post it online. And it just gets you really pumped up to see what's going to happen when you get your own day one Tinian package, the tiny onion package. Luke says that's far from Maine. Oh man, I thought you were in like in Minnesota, eh? I didn't realize you were in Maine, man. That is pretty dang far. Tinian sold 75 sets of foil A and B originally. Okay, so it was like a convention exclusive, or it was an exclusive. Okay. Well, of course it was exclusive, but interesting. I didn't even know that there was one produced. Wasn't even on my radar. Didn't even know about it. Didn't even see it. So the interesting thing is, busy as that cover is, I gotta see the foil in hand to see if it turned out really well. The picture I saw online, you could tell it was a foil, but just at the angle it was kind of tough to see. It's a busy cover art wise, so I'm not sure if that's gonna help or hurt with the foil. Paul says Daily Digest. Paul, I'm not connecting with you at the moment. So great read, bro. I'm looking forward to that Radio Apocalypse. I liked the cover I saw. It was either Mighty Mel V or it was Tales of the Flip Side posted a cover photo of that cover. And I'm like, I'm kind of digging that. That looks like it's going to be really fun. Yours too, man. Absolutely. I've never been to a con. I'll have to find one here in New England. Dude, you got to go. Hands down. Everybody in this community is going to tell you at some point you have to go to a convention. And you have to eventually make that trek from Maine, go to New York City Comic Con, go to Baltimore. You got to make that trek, man. You really should. I think different cover waves. Interesting. Okay. You don't want him to do it to Quack. You're not going to let me live that one down. Quack, huh? You're quacking me up, man. I'll send you a pic of the foils. Ooh, very cool, man. Cover is amazing. It's like silver. Daily Digest USPS. Okay. Oh, okay. So I don't have that actually set up for my main location. I do have it set up for my PO box. So I do get to see that with my PO box. But yes, do it, Luke. Absolutely. So now let's get into this mishmash portion of New Comic Book Day. I'm moving away from New Comic Books. This is just a one-off for tonight for everybody hanging out here. Mail Call Mondays are now going to be an every other week thing. And we have now started up Modern Comic Madness on Monday nights. Now, I've wanted to get back into a talking head kind of show. I've had a lot of fun dabbling on some other channels and also helping out Simpleman's Comics, Brian over at Simpleman's Comics with his Comic News Weekly on Tuesdays. But Mondays have always been my freer of evenings, if you will, with my schedule. And it's a little bit more comfortable and relaxing. And honestly, this is an amazing way to unwind and recharge after hectic Mondays. So Modern Comic Madness is now going to be a Monday staple every other Monday. We just did that one. Be sure to pop over there, check that out, watch the content, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. We just kind of went on unscripted and talked about how long the modern age of comic books has lasted and where is it going to go, and had a really good time with that. Had a lot of fun. People said it was a fun watch, but leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think. But what that means is because Mail Call Monday isn't going to be every Monday, packages are still coming in, which means I'm going to go through them twice as slow as I did in the past. So they're piling up here. So you guys get to see a sneak peek here of what's going to be coming up in the next couple of Mail Call Mondays, because I'm excited. There's big things on the horizon here. This next Monday I'm really excited for is a care package from Paul Dunn, aka the New York City Comic Con. I don't have the finish for that. I was going off the fly, hoping something would come to me in the moment. But like a New York City Comic Con care package from Paul Dunn. We're going to be unboxing this live next Monday, checking that out. So that gets added to the stack of packages there. Next, so this is going to be Monday. This is going to be at some point. This is an entire box of raw Punisher books. Uh-oh. Shoot. Oh, I do not like to see boxes turn into accordions. I really don't. This entire box is packed full of Volume 2 Punisher books that I didn't have in my graded set. So that means these are... Oh, God, this is making me nervous now. I don't know if I can wait to unbox this. I found them all for like $5, $6, $7 on eBay, and the eBay seller was listing these as 9.8 candidate, 9.9 candidate, gem mint, really crispy, really clean. I looked at the pictures for Volume 2 Punisher books that are this age now. They did look really clean. I felt like each and every one of these books has a very solid shot at a 9.6 or better. So these are going to be unboxed at some point soon and going to be added. I'm going to start dropping like 1 or 2 Punisher Volume 2 books in all my CGC shipments, so that every time I do a CGC unboxing, I get to add something to that registry collection, which is really nice. And even more exciting is annual number 7 I found, a square bound, and it looks immaculate. Like it's got to be a slam dunk 9.8 candidate, unless it was a stock photo he was using, which I hope it wasn't. Annual number 7 is really difficult to find graded in high grade raw or already graded, either way. So that box is there. Holy moly, there are 2 packages here. These are both New York Comic Con Kanto exclusives here that I need to unbox and probably get one of those graded at a minimum. There's an entire box of... I went full ham-fisted on House of Slaughter. Here's an entire box of House of Slaughter variants that I picked up. This was the cover that I liked even more, and that one is from Mutant Beaver in Canada, actually. If you go to the Mutant Beaver website and you look at House of Slaughter and you look at the cover, the name escapes me who did it, but I went full ham and bought a bunch of those. There are 2 616 Comics Patreon boxes that I have to unbox yet for their Colors tier Patreon. So this is starting to get a little backed up. Here's the other 616 Comics. So you can see this stack is growing, right? This pile is piling up. Here's the Sibbleman's Comics. There it is. The Bounty box right there for their Patreon group. That one's ready to go there as well. And we're not done yet. There's one more box, and I don't even know what this one is. Yes, I do. This is another Punisher Volume 2 book that I found graded in a 9.6, and it's a newsstand edition. So a 9.6 newsstand. I think I got this for like 40 some odd bucks. And I'm like, that's okay. Yes, add that to the pile. Let's go. So there's a lot of stuff that I want to unbox and get into, and I could rip through all of these now and be done with it, but that kind of spoils it for me and kind of takes away from some of the excitement. And what I really like to do also is do it now, bro. Can't wait. Okay, so let's do the Punisher one. Yes. What do you guys... Let's on the fly. Let's do you guys want to do the Punisher one? Hit a 1 in the chat. Everybody watching, just start smacking buttons. Hit number 1 and say, let's do this. Let's do the Punisher one. I'm very nervous. That box got accordioned. John's Comics, you're just in time. We've got a box that's making me really nervous, that on the fly after New Comic Book Day. So now for everybody here watching, we're gonna clear this out. We're gonna unbox this book. We're gonna open up this box that just got accordioned, and it is smacked full of Punisher Volume 2 books. And hopefully these are okay and I got packaged well. So there's one. Paul Dunn says 1. John says, let's do this. Everybody else in the chat, let's get together. Let's do this. Ryan Adam, what is up, man? Sibbleman, he wants to do the Sibbleman's Comics one. I got to do the Punisher one and alleviate this stress really quick, because that box just got accordioned hardcore. This is nuts. That's a lot of books. That's a lot of books to get into. So we're going to get into this in just a second, and we'll set this care package off to the side. This care package, like we said, this is going to be unboxed live this upcoming Monday on Mail Call Monday. Paul Dunn is invited to that one to sit and hang out. But without further ado, Comic You Crazy says 1. Luke says 1. Ryan says, good luck, Andy. Yeah, I know. I'm going to need good luck. Dang out. Yeah, drag out the stress. Make that. No. No more stress in my life, please. So, unfortunately, as you can see, this box definitely got accordion on the side. So, it held up. But what worries me is there's a little bit of dead space in here. And that little bit of dead space might be the difference here. Oh, God. We're going to dig right in now on the fly here. We're only 30 some odd minutes into New Comic Book Day Wednesday, and we've gone straight to back issues already. That's what the kind of week this has been. All right. Okay, so that's promising, sort of. It's packed in a bubble mailer inside, but as you can see on the bottom there is no cushion. No cushion in here. So it's paper. So there's a little more paper. So why put cushioning in on one side and not the other? So this feels like a really... Oh, okay. Now we're talking. All right. Yeet. Now it's time to get excited. So, this is... Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Because we've got what looks like some sort of Gemini mailer inside a padded envelope. And then, okay, feeling much better now here. Even if the box was good gravy. Where did my cutter go? It's not even a cutter. Razor blade. Even though the box got crunched. Ryan, what is up, man? John, need some cushion for the pushing. Absolutely. Why did you take 2 hours? Oh, there was a very large accident, and I'm hoping, my fingers are crossed that everybody walked away from it, but there's a very large accident on the highway that is just always packed on rush hour anyways. So that major accident shut the highway down. But we were stuck. And thank God for my LCS having a restroom. That was instead of a 20-25 minute commute, was an hour and a half to 2 hour commute. But yeah. So there we go. We're opening this up. I'm going to try to keep up with the chat. Trinity 2nd Street Marvel. What is good, brother? Thanks for being here. We will do a quick recap here in just a little bit. New Comic Book Day was hornswoggled, though. I mean, seriously, New Comic Book Day. I showed up in this. My LCS looked like this, man. There were Marvel books. There were DC books, and there were no indies anywhere for New Comic Book Day Wednesday. There was nothing there. So we were hornswoggled today. I jinxed it last night when I said that I'd never run into an issue yet at my LCS. And yes, I jinxed it. So we have 3 New Comic Book Day books, and we'll do a recap here in a minute. But I was just going over some announcements and some more information on what's going on the channel. That announcement included New Comic Book Day Wednesday. No, let me retract that. Mail Call Mondays is moving to an every other Monday situation. Yeet. Because every other Monday now is going to be Modern Comic Madness. No, Modern Comic Mondays. What? See? Is it still Monday in my head? Modern Comic Mondays, every Monday here on the channel. It's going to be a talking head. Anybody in the community that is interested about talking about modern comic books is welcome to send me a message, and we can add you to the docket, and we can get on and talk it. It's all about talking about. Yeah, my English is totally escaping me tonight. It's getting hot down here. Ooh, is this stage fright? Is that what this is? No, it is not. We're getting in to this package here. But Modern Comic Mondays, I love talking about modern comic books, and there are lots of great channels, lots of great shows out there that talk about comic books from the investment side of things and the speculation side of things. But I haven't seen a lot of shows or channels that just strictly talk about the actual aspect of physically collecting modern comic books, i.e. the headaches that you get trying to be a completionist collector, or how rare some of these new books can be. Uh-oh, delicately. Careful. All right. So, because some of these modern books, like that House of Slaughter 1 in 1,000, 460 copies or less. Don't settle, he says, Rock City Comics says, don't settle. Modern Comic Monday Madness. Go with that. So there's a couple other shows that have that talk about speculation and investing that already kind of have like Modern Comic Madness or Modern Comic Mayhem. So to throw my own little spin, my own little twist, we've named it Modern Comic Mondays, DAZE. Like I'm in a daze because I love talking about modern comic books. So that's where they're at. That's where we're at with that. I love the content that's out there, but I want to be just different enough that I'm not subconsciously talking about the same things as a lot of the content that I watch. Because, you know, if you take in a lot of content, you find yourself eventually kind of like thinking about that. And then if you think about it too much, then all of a sudden your inner monologue becomes your actual voice. And then next thing you know, yeah, I digress. That's a whole thing. So let me get another stand here. We're digging into these books. I was nervous. I'm much less nervous now. I will get these under a microscope. Not really. I'm just going to give them a really good close look here soon. But Punisher Volume 2, a lot of these books. There you go. 89. 89 is one that I don't have graded, and this was listed in being extremely high grade, and it looked good in the pictures. I do not have a camera that will do these books justice here tonight. So now the plastic, you can tell it's time for the bags to go. It's time. I'm going to rebag them even before I ship them out just in case. That way they're in a clean bag and board when they get pressed and clean and then sent back out. So that is 89. I don't have a graded copy of that, so we're looking for 9.6 or higher. Then Punisher number 56 is one of my favorite covers from Volume 2, and this is a newsstand. This one he had graded at 9.6 raw. Maybe a press and a clean and a grader on a bad day will get a 9.8. I don't know. Whatever. But I have this graded in a 9.8. I don't have a newsstand copy of this. So I'd like a newsstand copy of this graded for the collection. And that one, like I said, is one of my favorite covers out of that run. Next up, I'm so happy we're digging into this right now. Boom. Punisher number 76. Is that Frank Texeira? I can't remember the artist on this one. I don't have a graded copy of this. This is also supposed to be really high grade. And these are all looking really, really crispy. Really, really crispy. Maybe some ultra minor corner wear that might put it at a 9.6. But like I said, I've readjusted my expectations when it comes to Punisher books out of this series because they are that old now. So I'm shooting for 9.6s or better when I send them in and grade them myself. But if I can find them all for 9.8 cheap enough, I'll continue buying them. Let me make sure I'm over on this chat talking with you guys as well. That's not bad. Mondays, gotcha. Yeah, Monday, DAZE, as in I'm in a daze because I love talking about modern comic books. Alternative Rock Comic Monday. Ooh, Paul, there you go. Absolutely. Mondays are getting hot. Morbius says, yeah, Mondays are definitely getting hot. I'm currently trying to complete the X-Men Volume 1 from the 90s. That is epic. I just love going through the dollar bins. That's where I was with the Punisher run. But the Punisher run is old enough now going through the dollar bins. I've already completed the raw set. The raw set of Punisher Volume 2, I have everything and I'm done. I'm working on a graded set for the registry collection. I think I'm in second place on the registry right now. And I probably will never beat out first place. There's a lot of books he has in 9.8 that I will never be able to get. I've got books at 9.9 that he'll never be able to get because they're one of ones. But that's not enough to make up the difference. So issue 59 is up next, and this is in that part 7 of 7 Requiem. This is in one of my favorite portions of the Punisher Volume 2 run where Frank is actually in Staten Island, actually in prison in Staten Island, and him and the Jigsaw are just at it. That's a really fun chunk of Volume 2. Oh, uh-oh. And, ooh, this one says newsstand on the back. There you go. Punisher number 80 newsstand. Let us pray. Very, very fun cover. And I don't have a newsstand, nor have I ever seen a newsstand. And this one looks like it definitely has some pressable spine ticks on there that are not color breaking, which is nice. So once again, 9.6 candidate, maybe 9.4. But then the big get, this is what really caught my attention when I found this seller on eBay, is he had a copy of Punisher Annual number 7, the Euro Hit 94 rapid fire on there. Square bound book. And this isn't going to get much more square than it already. This is just straight from, this isn't going to come off very well. This is not going to get any better than it is right now. Super, super square bound book. Corners are really tight. I don't even know what the census numbers are for this copy in graded form, but I feel like this one is a shoe-in for a 9.8. It's a really good shot at 9.8. Does your LCS still have dollar bins? Yes, my LCS definitely has dollar bins there. If I had more time every week, I would be digging through them very often. You want to talk about this? Let's touch bases on this really quick. Does your LCS still have dollar bins? Yes. 2020, last fall, end of summer, last fall, I was actually spending some time on a Saturday and going through those dollar bins. You know that Hawkeye book that people are after, Hawkeye #1, Hawkeye Now #1, or something like that? It's mostly yellow. It has her on the cover, and it's just got like a white circle and then her standing there, kind of partially drawing the bow back. I don't have much more detail in my head other than that. That book is people are going after that book. I left a stack that thick in the dollar bin because I don't want to bring that much home with me. I just don't know if I can do that thick. I think that's like a $200 9.8 now. Not saying all those were going to be 9.8. There was 30 or 40 copies of that book that I left in the dollar bin. And I told myself, Andy, you shouldn't do this. And I'm like, I'm good. I want to go have a cheeseburger or something like that. But so they actually have quite a few dollar bins. They have a like 50-cent section too. That's massive. And then they have like a dollar bin section that's massive as well. Solid book. Absolutely, man. Luke, what's happening, man? Yes. What is happening? Straight fire. Hey, Luke Morbius says, so we've got a few more. We're not done yet. When I told you I went all ham-fisted on Punisher books this week, here we've got more coming up, and I am so excited to find these things. Punisher, this is annual #1. I already have this in graded form. I don't have this graded in a newsstand copy. This one was the square bound looks a little bit more bulged. That's what she said. It's not perfect by any means, but then again, some of these square bound books, you can get 9/8 in even with the side not perfectly flat. Like it's not perfectly flat everywhere. But for this to be in this good of a shape and be a newsstand copy, yeah, that needs to be in the Punisher collection. Hawkeye pack. Oh god, yeah, packing material. John says absolutely. And we're not done yet. There are still more books here. Punisher Volume 2, number 49. I do not have a graded copy of this. This was a really fun issue to read when I was a kid. I really enjoyed that, so I can't wait to send that. Comic You Crazy says, I've heard a lot of LCSs are getting rid of dollar bins. I don't think my LCS could afford to get rid of their dollar bins because they don't have storage room anymore. They keep packing the dollar bins full, and there are people there constantly in droves filling up paper grocery bags. Vocabulary escapes me all the time here. Paper grocery bags, filling them full of comic books and walking out of them. And then yearly on their anniversary, my LCS pulls everything out of the stock room and the storage room. Everything comes out, and they kind of slash their prices in half. Like they start telling people, grab whatever you want, put a stack together, and then we'll like weigh it and then give you a price. That's how much they have that they're working to get rid of. But great issue. 49 is a fantastic standalone story. I agree, John, wholeheartedly. And here we go. Is this another annual? It is not. This is number 90. And I've always loved this cover right here. Do not have a graded copy of this. This one was looking really solid in the pictures. So that gets added to. Should I just do an entire chunk of Punisher books to CGC and just do one massive Punisher CGC unboxing? I think I should. In fact, I think I should just send all of these books to CGC like this. Speaking of other great books, Punisher Armory #5 is one that I don't have in graded form, and this is super high grade, super crispy and clean. So this is going to go out. I think the census is really low on Punisher Armory, and I've been trying to complete the whole run of Punisher Armory books. That's been kind of tough, to be honest with you. Holy moly, still going. There are 3 books left. What do we have next? Oh, yeah, Punisher Suicide Run number 88. This one is... So this is an interesting book. This is one I followed, and there's been a couple of 9/8s that showed up on eBay, and there was a bidding war over a 9/8 of this earlier this year, and it went for like several hundreds of dollars, $300 or $400 in a 9/8. When you gotta have it, you gotta have it. And when I was part of that bidding war a little bit, and I kind of put in my 2 cents and went up to like $200. And then the thing shot right out of the roof. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to get there on this book. I just feel like there are more copies out there. Sure enough, patience is key. Here is a super crispy copy that's going to go off to CDC. And I probably am going to have to do an entirely separate video, like look these over very, very closely and actually do a video of I'm sending this. I think this is this. So I can go back and get back into that. What am I sending to CGC next is what I should be getting up to, or I should be going back to doing that. And then either I accidentally bought an additional copy or he threw in a freebie. Here's another Punisher number 80, and I'm okay with that because this is just an extra ticket to the 9.8 lotto, supposedly, technically, I guess, if you will. So that's in there. I don't remember buying 2 copies. Either way, these were so affordable. It was like going through like a little $2-3 bin and finding all these really high grade books. So another book that I don't have, I don't think I have, Punisher 81. Punisher 81 in high grade. I don't think I have that. If I do, that's okay. I'm going to add that to the collection. That's all of the Punisher books that I picked up. And this entire stack of books in extremely high grade was, what do we got here? Let's count this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 books. Now, if I went to my LCS and they were all in this high grade, I'd be spending $10 a pop. My LCS would be charging about $8 to $12, maybe even $15 for some of the good, really hotter covers, if you will, for high grade 80 stuff. So these books I was getting for between $6 and $7 a piece, and I bought them in a chunk because if you bought like 5 or more items from this eBay store, you got like another 25% off. Yeah, buckle up, buckaroo. I'm your Huckleberry. Let's go. So this is going to have to be an entire CGC submission just like this. I'm just going to have to just rebag and reboard these and get them buckled up to send out. Why do I say the things I say as often as I do? Either way, that's an awesome chunk towards the registry set when they get graded. So let's hit up this chat really quick. We are going to recap the new Comic Book Day books really quickly here. Dollar, what is up, brother? Marvel Preview number 2. I do not. That is on the hunt list for 2022. Marvel Preview number 2. I had it on the hunt list in a 9.8 in 2020, and I dropped it because of the fact that the book shot up through the roof in price in like 19 and 20 to the point where a 9.8 is like $1,000 book or more. I think it's probably more than that now. I still want a 9.8. It's probably going to be one of those ones, if I can save up for it, I'll buy a 9.8. If I can't really save up for it, it becomes a budgetary kind of thing. I'll just get the highest grade that I can afford. It's one of those things where it's on the Punisher collecting kind of to-do list. And I need to prioritize that Punisher collecting to-do list because I love modern comic books. And honestly, this Punisher stuff does fit into the modern era, which is 40 years old. Go back and check out Modern Comic Mondays, where we talked about how long the modern age is and why is it this long and where's it going to go next. But the modern comic books, I've been spending a lot of time on New Comic Book Day Wednesday books, and I've been spending a lot of time on really good indie reads and really fun indie reads that I've been finding. But it's time to focus and put some energy back into the Punisher registry set for 2022. So if I get these books out soon, they should be back first quarter 2022 at the latest. So C. Woodard actually brings up something Paul and I have been talking about for a week or so. Just saw a Taco Bell commercial with a Saga cosplayer that saw you live. Yes, synchronicity. That is something Paul and I have been talking about. And it is not like a little tidbit of a Saga cosplay. It is 2 Marco cosplayers that are basically the bulk focal point of the commercial for Taco Bell, which is dope. So Saga's carrying that kind of clout and carrying that kind of weight that Taco Bell is willing to put out a commercial focalize, is that even a word? That's the focal point is Saga cosplayers in Taco Bell. That's pretty freaking dope, actually, from a Saga collector standpoint. That is pretty dope. So why does Superman need a boss? He already has. Ooh, that brings up a really good question, Luke. While you're here, I want to know, if Batman could have one superpower, what superpower do you think it would be? Buddy, let me tell you, he'd want supervision. He hasn't had any parents to supervise him. Wow. Get me at 1 and 8. Oh. Get at me. Ooh. We should talk about that. Yeah. We should look into that. All right, recapping the books. There are a bunch of people showing up here now later on. So let's recap these 3 new comic book day pickups. Nice House on the Lake. Like I said, I was stuck in traffic for almost 2 hours tonight. I didn't get to read my books, and I'm really sad about that. I will rectify that right after this show. So that is going to hang out right there until I get a chance to read it. Moon Knight, number 5 for Marvel. I'm really excited about this run. This arc has been fun so far. Kingpin Comics, Fin Fun? What did I just say? Kingpin Comics. What is up, man? We're doing a quick recap. We're going to hit up the chat one more time, go over announcements, and then we're going to close out the show here because somehow, with only having 3 new comic book day books, we've been going for an hour here, but this run has been fun to read, and it's been kind of reminds me of the Warren Ellis, Declan Shelby Moon Knight run. And that was my introduction to Moon Knight. It really was, and I had a blast with that. So this run has been fun so far, and I'm looking forward to reading that tonight. Last book picked up this week was this banger right here. Straight up hot fire, like melt my eyes out. 1 in 1,000, House of Slaughter, #1 Delato cover. Super, super gorgeous cover. First cover appearance of Jace. And this one, just in a nick of time, showed up last week, and I was able to pick it up today. And this is getting tucked into that, going to CGC box next, and is going to get pre-screened. And if it needs a quick wipe down for fingerprints or anything, it's going to get that. And we are, I hate to say expecting, but we are anticipating a 9.8 for this book, and that is going to be fantastic if that makes 9.8. I know that I've only seen a couple of copies available on eBay in the last week and a half or 2 weeks, but now that the book is starting to land in people's hands as of this past weekend and this week, there are more copies showing up on eBay. I can't even hazard what they're asking for. I know at one point people on eBay were asking about 800 for this book. I know it was higher than that before. Then it dipped down to like 800, and I think it's gone up a little bit. Either way, I am super elated to add this to the CGC collection once we get it graded for nowhere near that. Thank you to the owner of my LCS and that whole family over there for taking care of me and hooking me up with this book at an insane deal, absolutely insane deal. Because this is a PC book going into the private collection, and definitely going to sit on that and see where House of Slaughter goes. Yes, nothing like worm infested. So it's actually chains. I really am digging that cover, but this is, I see where you're getting at with that, the imagery of that, but it's actually like shipyard chains, or it's like just bulk chains. You can kind of see where the linkages are welded together in the image. So it's like he's holding up a giant like pile of chains, which is kind of neat. And I think this is something of an homage, and I can't quite remember if it's like a Hulk homage or a Spidey homage. One of the guys on Comics News Weekly last night said it was a Spidey homage, or he thinks it was, but I'm not familiar with that. Very cool cover though, and just kind of like Moon Knight bearing the weight of his insanity, if you will, so to speak. I don't know, but be interesting to get into that read tonight. And then, like we said, we went over this giant stack of impeccably clean Punisher Volume 2 books that are going to go to CGC here soon. Yeah, that's what somebody else was telling me, a Spider-Man homage. It probably is. I don't know what one it is, but I can look into it later. So that means we are going to wrap up with the chat here, and we are going to go over announcements right now. Announcement number 1, Whatnot auction this Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We ran into some audio issues and several bugs last Friday that made it a bit of a challenge, but we're going to dive back in. I've worked with the Whatnot team on sharing those bugs, and they have worked on those bugs and are working on those. So that's really cool that I can have that direct line right to the Whatnot creative team or the Whatnot support team and give them that information about those bugs. So this Friday, if you guys are free, at least come and hang out and help me wriggle out these bugs. If there are going to be any more, help me wriggle them out. Just come and hang out 9 p.m. and share some feedback. Is the music too loud? Is the bid button not working? Is the screen freezing up? Let's work to figure out some of these bugs with the new drop of that app, because the faster we get those worked out, the smoother it's going to be, and it's going to be more enjoyable for everybody. I'm looking forward to it. I have a ton of fun unwinding, but we ran for about an hour and a half and encountered several things that need to be worked on. So they're working on them, and we're going to get back in this Friday. I'm preloading books. The unfortunate side of things is one of the things I talked to them about is people looking at the app at the scheduled shows only see the scheduled shows for the next 24 hours. They don't get to see 2, 3, 4, 5 days out, or a week out, or 2 weeks out, or a month out. So for anybody that are scheduling a regular series and loading books for people to pre-shop and pre-look at, that's something that you're not able to do anymore unless you go directly to my profile on Whatnot. You can go directly to my profile on Whatnot, and then you can actually see what I have preloaded. So that's one way around that. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on Friday at the Whatnot auction. Download the Whatnot app and at least just come and hang out and share some feedback and help me find out, or not find out, but help me pinpoint some of these bugs and work on sharing that feedback to Whatnot, because that's going to be a massive, massive help from the community. Yeah, that's a Spider-Man homage, if I remember correctly, in the Kingpin vein whilst he was running the docks. Ooh, interesting. Let's go look for that now. Thanks for the Blade 9.8 slab. Did you receive that? Did it show up in good condition? Hopefully the packaging was up to par. I worked to ship the books exactly like I'd like to receive them. Absolutely bulletproof. No dead space, because we all know that dead space equals dead comic books. So please let me know, did you receive it okay, and how did it look? Yes, sir. Perfect packaging. That is awesome. Please consider leaving feedback on the Whatnot app. There's the star rating system. Please consider leaving feedback on that when it pops up. I should be getting a notification when that all clears and sets, but that's something I strive for, is to ship books out the way I prefer to receive them and see them, is absolutely bulletproof. Now, shipping supplies be damned, because there is a shortage of supplies going all around. My packaging is still almost exactly the same as it has been. I'm just working on trying to source more Tyvek envelopes for the next auction. I've run out of those, and USPS has not delivered the replacements yet. So hopefully that'll work out. Yes, thank you very much, man. I greatly appreciate it. If he's in his lead suit, he sure can. Oh, his lead suit, not lead suit. Gotcha. Sorry. Got your books today. Haven't opened them yet. Thank you, Luke. You said you were done and you came out swinging last Friday and had a blast, and you got some stellar keys and some fire over there. I hope you enjoy that Wolverine run. I was originally planning on adding that to go out to CGC to get graded, but like I said, I really need to focus on getting some of the Punisher Volume 2 stuff graded and get forward moving on that registry set there. And I'm not a Wolverine collector. I think I picked up that Wolverine limited run for like $100, and I think Luke walked away with it for 80 on Whatnot. So that is dope, man. That is an epic win. That was exciting, man. That was a nail-biting, exciting one. So congratulations, Luke. Hope you enjoy those books, man. I hope you consider getting them graded or keeping them as good high-end readers, man. Seriously. Ryan, what is up, brother? Yo, yo, yo. You guys might be able to see Ryan on Modern Comic Mondays occasionally. We'll see what happens with the schedule, but Ryan has an open invite to that any Monday that he wants to be on. Rock City Comics, what's up again? Definitely give thanks to people who do you right. Try to work that out with packaging and shipping. Absolutely. I kind of ran out of some bubble wrap on your pack. Yeah, that happens, man. That seriously happens. And you're packing books at midnight and Home Depot or wherever else is closed, and crap, you're out, and it's the last package, and you got to get things dropped off that next morning. So then you start looking for options, and I start sourcing, like, I'll take apart, I'll go dig into my wife's craft room and go look for foam chunks and all this other stuff if I absolutely have to. But holy moly. Any more announcements? C2E2 is coming up just around the corner. So what we're going to need to do is I'm not telling you guys what to do. I should be putting together some sort of a post on Instagram here sometime soon. Something like a roster that if you're going to C2E2, please post up in there. I'd like to meet everybody and get a picture with everybody. That would be a ton of fun. We're just like 3 weeks away. I cannot wait for some good food and some good time down in Chicago. Can't wait to see you guys. Chicago C2E2 is going to be my first break from my keto diet in over a month. I've been going strong on this. It is actually working for me. I feel amazing. Like I've got way more energy than I have in a long time without going too far into personal details, because that's not necessarily what you guys are here for. You're here to talk about comic books, but the keto diet's really working, and I'm looking forward to C2E2 being my first break from that before I get back into it before Christmas. So I'm looking forward to some Chicago style pizza. I'm looking forward to a lot of Chicago style things and some beers. I have not had a beer this entire time. It's been like White Claws and like just silly stuff, but great deals at Andy's Whatnot auctions. Yes, I try to make sure that I bring fun stuff that people are interested in and looking for, that I get these harebrained ideas like a lot of other people, that I want to buy something and keep it for the collection. And then a month or two later, I'm like, why did I buy this? I'm not a Wolverine collector. Let's find a Wolverine collector that really wants this, that doesn't have it. Can't wait. Paul Dunn says, I cannot wait for Mail Call Monday, this upcoming Monday, where we unbox that massive care package from Paul Dunn. And it'll be like the New York Comic Con care package via Paul Dunn or, something along those lines. That's going to be a ton of fun. That'll be live as well. Harley Dave, what is up, brother? Semper great chatting with you last week. Absolutely. If you guys don't know, head over to MVP's channel. Earlier, the link was dropped some time ago. I'll have to try to find it and maybe add it to the description. We did a Marine Corps birthday live stream and hangout, and it was literally, seriously, just grabbing drinks and shooting the shit for 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours. It was a blast. Thanks for being there, man. Thanks for inviting me in and welcoming me in and having a great time, because I really had a great time. I really did. Saying dinner Thursday night would be awesome. Yes, I'm in agreement with that. Thursday night down in Chicago somewhere where a handful of people meet up for dinner. Doesn't have to be fancy. Doesn't have to be crazy like the best place in town. Someplace comfortable and relaxing with some drinks and just unwind and talk about comics, man. I cannot wait. I know I can't wait to get in some beer. I'm hoping C2E2 does their beer garden this year. I really kind of do. No, for sure, though, C2E2 did get back to me on the professional badge application. My professional badge application was denied, so I got to be more professional next year. So we'll figure that one out, but definitely cannot wait, and I hope they do the yard. Not the beer garden, but the beer yard. So Rock City says, if you want a huge stopgap, you have to have a drill with a small bit and some construction foam. So, oh, I didn't even think about that expanding foam stuff, because you could put some blocks together. You could create like a mold and just spray foam in there and let it expand and then trim it down. Oh my God. You, sir, are a genius. Those cans are not expensive. Oh, dude. You know how cheaply and easily I could make inserts for 1095 boxes and USPS boxes and just, oh my God, dude, that is epic. That is epic, dude. General absurdity. Absolutely. That was a good time, man. Can be beer. Hoarder's Hide. Yes, another announcement. I'm trying to work to free up a Saturday to get with Scott and be part of Scott's show on his channel and be interviewed by Scott. I'm still looking forward to that. I still have that email and I want to get back to you about that. Hopefully this Saturday or the Saturday after might work. I got to check with Scott's schedule. Saturdays have been nuts, and now we're rolling into Thanksgiving, but we'll see what happens. Yes, sir. Oh my God, that is an epic idea. I've been rambling. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I've been rambling for all too long. We've gone over the recap. We brought some straight fire home this week and sending that out to CDC. Got some stellar Punisher books. And there's a giant stack of books that need to be unboxed in the upcoming Mail Call Mondays in the future. So I can't wait for that. How did we turn a 3-book new comic book day show into over an hour and almost an hour and 10 minutes? I don't know. I ramble. Just the energy you guys provide is fantastic, right? Comic books, this connective tissue that we call comic books is fantastic, right? But the most fantastic thing is this community. Each and every one of you that are here every week or every Monday or every Wednesday or whenever there's content dropped and you're leaving a comment down there, it is always incredibly appreciated by me, and the energy that you guys bring to me that I get to carry and I get to run with and I get to pass that off to somebody else so that they have a good day, so that, it's really good energy that I carry from this and I can wake up with tomorrow, and it's very impactful on my day and the people that I get to meet and see and maybe help improve their day as well. So that's amazing. You guys are a fantastic part of this every week. But the most important part is, really, I jumped the gun again because y'all know how I'm going to end this, right? I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go pinkies out. I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side for the next one. And don't forget, Mail Call Monday, that massive unboxing this upcoming Monday. The Baltimore video is going to be dropping here soon. I'm hoping to put together some time to edit that this weekend. So not pay attention, but look out for that one. Stay tuned for that. That's going to be a blast because Baltimore was absolutely epic. But now that we've closed that out, the most important part all day, every week. Be original and take care of each other, everybody. Peace out. I'll see you soon.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes. Excuse me while I change. The roller boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty. I love gold. I love gold.
I have a package for you.